Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to A Woman's Point of View. So it's 7 o'clock, so you know it's us. So I am Shonda Alicia, and you know my wonderful co-host, Miss K Nicole. How
Hey,
are you?
Nicole. Hi, guys. How are you? How are you today, Queen?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm good. A little tired, a little headache, but you know what? God got this, so I'm great.
I, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been on here. You know, we're trying to reconstruct some things, bring new things forward. So it has been a while. So let's catch the people up on what's been going on. I heard some things when we was off air. So let's catch the people up real quick before we bring our guests on.
Oh, oh, wow. Okay, what do you want me to catch everybody up on? It was a lot that was said.
Okay, so we ain't gotta do too much because this ain't our interview, so we ain't gotta do too much. But just give them a little snippet of what's been going on.
I guess with our somewhat of a downtime and everything, trying to get reacclimated and used to our new norm. Um, I actually made known, I launched my additional companies in March.
Mhm.
However, COVID decided to sit it down. But this time I said, no, we're going to find a way to make this happen anyway. I am officially an interior decorator, which I've been doing actually for some years, but I never told anybody. So I've kind of been doing it on that quiet. And also, I've had so many people contact me in regards to helping them organize their closets or the bedrooms or something like that. And I was like, hold up. So, yes, I've incorporated also being a professional organizer alongside of everything else I do as far as public relations and event management. And we know we don't really have events, but we have virtual, so we can still do it that way. So,
Yes,
yeah, that's
virtual
pretty
work.
much what I've been up to and so many more things. I have K&R that's launched, and I have amazing clients that I still work with that are awesome. They can be a thorn in my side, but they're awesome. Yeah, but that's about it. What about you?
Well, we know so many things is coming about with the radio station. So many things. As I stated before, the radio station has new entities, new things coming up that I can't announce just as of yet, but
Mm-hmm.
things are coming soon. Things are coming together. You guys know that I still have inspiration, events, and travel, so that's still around. And as I stated, you guys been hearing little whispers in there about the nonprofit that I have coming up. So that is still in the works. So I'll give you more about that soon to come. And as I stated, it's going to be some news that's coming up, but we'll talk about that probably at the end of the show. So we'll discuss that later. But what we want to do now, because it's enough about us, enough about us. Tonight is not about us. I know you
At
guys
all.
sitting all over Facebook that July. I'm gonna say January. Lord, I'm trying to go back before COVID. As you
Look,
guys,
pre-COVID time, we all want to go back.
right.
Scratch
So
2020 up until now and start over.
exactly. So as you guys have been seeing me post on social media, everything, July is a very, very, very busy month for Inspiration 98.7, especially on a women's point of view. We have some amazing women that will be coming talking about their different organizations, some of the things that's going on in their life, just different things, how they're coping with this pandemic, what the pandemic has changed in their life. So you guys stay tuned for those beautiful women. I'll introduce the rest of them later, but I want to bring the woman of the hour up. You guys know her. I know her as pastor. Most of you know her as friend. You know her as counselor. We know her as speaker. We're going to bring her on up, and the most biggest topic of all, doctor. Can we please have Dr. Rhonda Trevi come on? Hi, Dr. Rhonda. How are you, Dr. Rhonda?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. Good to see you again.
Yes,
You look absolutely gorgeous.
don't she? I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
I mean, she makes me kind of want to go back and start again. Like, okay, wait a minute, let's get this.
Uh, It does me good to just put some makeup on because we don't do this all the time during this COVID.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
not at
Oh
all.
no.
You know,
I think I kind of learned how to lazily get makeup going. Like, oh, okay, that's good.
in COVID, we kind of like lounge around till it's like time for us to do something. Then we like, oh shoot, and then we just run and hurry and put on the face. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what we've been doing for COVID. So
I
we
am guilty.
Well, I'm with the right tea.
so we have a lot of listeners on, and for those that are tuned into Inspiration Radio as well as YouTube and Facebook Live, Dr. Rhonda, can you please tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I'm Dr. Rhonda Trevi. I am a pastor, author, entrepreneur, TV talk show host. Also a new podcast that just came out, Transformation of a Nation. Um, Counselor, therapist, life coach. I'm a little bit of everything, I guess.
She did a little bit of everything. She done touched on. Look, God has laid her hand on everything that she's doing. See, look at that.
Yes, God has been good.
Oh
He's
wow.
gracious. And I was listening to you during this COVID time, during my time. We make lemon, those that are creative, we make that lemon and we turn it into lemonade. So, out of COVID bursts a lot of creativity and a lot of new ideas. Congratulations with your interior design business.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually so excited about it. Surprisingly, to be honest, I was scared, but it was literally a lot of prayer and a lot of just that self belief. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do this because I do it anyway. So it's just a different thing when you're doing it and now you're gonna get paid for it.
Yes. Yes. So, what I was about to say, I was about to say something. So I heard you saying that COVID birthed a lot of things. We left out one title. You are an author.
Yes, author. Mhm.
Yes, author. What the title? Okay, what's your book? Because I didn't even know you was an author. What's the title of your book?
The title of my book is Rejection and Rebellion, The Twin Towers. It's
Yep.
it's a self-help book. I didn't write it intending for it to be a self-help book. It was just an observation book for me. Dealing with rejection and rebellion. I ran into so many people. It seemed like the two culprits behind it was rejection. People wasn't trying to meet their potential because they dealt with such a level of rejection, and they couldn't get the help because they were so rebellious till they wouldn't accept the help. I call them the Twin Towers because they almost tower over your destiny and over your purpose. And once you identify those, it's like they come tumbling down. Those walls come tumbling down.
Yes, this is so true. I mean, just the description and the title itself makes it sound as powerful as I'm pretty sure that it was for everyone who's read it. I'm looking at the comments that are popping up, and everybody is saying it's an amazing book, awesome read. Congratulations, you have a lot of congratulations going on. You have one that says you read it twice. So, I mean, with just having those type of things, I know you said that you had no intention to make it a self-help book,
Mhm.
but that one thing that happened where you said, hey, you know what, this is what needs to be done. But once you realize that it turned into a self-help book, how did that make you feel?
It made me feel great, honestly, because that's my life desire is equipping and helping people.
Mhm.
Um, so when it went, international, and I had a couple people from different universities all the way to Australia asking me, could they use excerpts out of it? You never think you're doing anything like that.
Right.
But, in the midst of your pain, because a lot of your writing comes from your own pain, at least mine, it comes from my own pain and my own experiences dealing with rejection. And once you're dealing with rejection, you confront those things, then I don't think that there's nothing that you cannot do.
Mhm.
Mm,
Because
this is so true.
yeah,
So true.
You can,
Nothing once you know you've overcome it, like nothing else can stop it because you know, okay, if I overcome this one,
Yeah.
I can overcome the next one. And if there is a next one, I can overcome that too. I love that. That's so true.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm,
So okay, so you said you never intended on for it to being a self-help book. How did it go from being, just a book for you, probably a book for healing for yourself, to the self-help book?
well, a gentleman, one of the professors from Kennesaw State University, he
Mhm,
began to use it in his classroom.
mhm,
And so he came and we did interviews together. And then other professors from around the country began to use it. And I guess just the honesty. Anything you do that's authentic, God has his hands on it. If it's authentic, because I didn't write it to be a bestseller. I wrote it as expression, going out on the deep ends of things and my observation in ministry, and not just in ministry, because people think that because people are successful in a right, that they're okay and that they don't deal with rejection. And you guys have been in the industry, so you know that you can have big names, but they deal with rejection on a whole different level.
mhm.
It's multiplied. If you don't deal with it on a certain level and you keep getting promoted in these other levels, it becomes obvious that you're dealing with rejection. So I'm trying to bring it to the place where you deal with it on a level, right when you're ready to deal with it, and then allow God to heal those areas, and then you become your best self.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I'm about to get this book.
Look, and that's
I
what
gotta
I'm
hurry to get this book.
I'm a fan of the book because I need that for myself because there's some towers that I need to bring
Right
down.
now.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Gee.
That is greatly appreciated. Thank you for writing such an amazing book. It helping so many people. Like I said, just looking in the
Mm.
comments, it seems like you've been an amazing inspiration and help for so many.
That's my desire.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Is there where you can get it just about anywhere?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So I do have another quick question. The question that I have is that, well, and for you listeners that are tuned in and everything like that, if you guys have questions for Dr. Rhonda, please leave them, and I'm quite sure she would be most gladly to um, answer them live here on air. The question that I have: what was the transition? How was the transition through that book? The different, because I know there's like a lot of feelings and emotions. How was your transition through writing that book?
I think each chapter I thought about myself, or I thought about people that were in my immediate sphere,
Mm-hmm.
or people that helped to groom me into who I was, but
Mm-hmm.
yet they weren't healed as well.
Right.
Family, relationships I was in that they weren't healed. Sometimes you're in relationships with a person and they don't have the capacity to give you what they need. And we think that they're holding back. But I've learned to deal with capacity as opposed to an expectation. Because if they don't have the capacity, my expectations always be met, not met. They won't be met. So each trans
Right.
I thought about each person and each myself, mom, dad, growing up, youth, relationship with friends. How I chose my friends. Most of them were just like me. I had to learn to choose friends wisely and choose friends that were more, let me see, how can I say it? I always like people who challenge me,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to people who we are peer to peer. So
Not
it's
the yes man. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah, because we can always talk, but I need people to challenge me to be better and push me to be a better me. Because there's always growth and evolution and transformation. And
Mhm.
that's why transformation of the nation came along. Because evolution and transformation is so important. No matter what age you are, it's so important that you keep evolving into your best self, regardless of who likes it and who doesn't like it. You owe it to yourself. You owe it. You have an assignment. Ever how many years God puts us on this earth, you have an assignment to complete. And if people are delaying your assignment, then you have to begin to uh, unlayer yourself. That's what I call it. Unlayer yourself so that you can be
So
your self unapologetically. And that's one of my words is unapologetically. Because when you start to soar, um, it doesn't wear well with other people who are not ready.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Um. Okay. It's things.
Somebody has echo. Okay, so echoing. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
we have echoes.
so why I fixed that. Can you tell them I'm gonna try to fix the echoing. So Dr. Rhonda, I'm gonna bring you forward. Can you please let the people know about your you were telling us about your organization that you have. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up forward. Can you tell the people a little bit about that organization, please?
About which organization about the game change?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Game Changers is an 501c3 nonprofit that we found, and it's about it's for those that are transitioning, coming out of the system, or even working with those. We're working with the district attorney right now in Cobb County, so that those that are coming out of the system and the youth that could possibly be put into the system, we provide them with computers. We provide the basics, technological information, resumes, just simple computer learning skills. We get clothing to help them to go for interviews, and those type of things. So Game Changers is I think it's a big deal right now to help our sisters and brothers that are transitioning from the penal system into regular life, and we just call them returning citizens. We don't want to call them felons. We want to make them be the best them, and even try to provide information on jobs that are in the mode of hiring people that have a record or something like that, because they come out and there's so many opportunities that are not afforded to them. So it ends up almost being a cycle and a setup for you to go back to that. So that's what Game Changers is. I'm in the show. So, yeah. Okay, they left me out here by myself, y'all. So I'm gonna keep talking. Y'all know I have no problems talking, right? So anyway, yeah, that's what Game Changers is, and my help is Kenneth.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you couldn't hear me. We were just waiting for her to bring me back in. So,
Okay.
I mean, the main concept of Game Changers, how exactly did you, come up with that? You know how sometimes some people say, I'm at home one day and I just said, oh, this is what it is, and this is why I want to do it to make it this way. What was your motivation or that inspiration to say, for Game Changers, this is why I want it to be called Game Changers and to be done in this way?
Okay. There were two young men. The one was a youth that was in my church, and we wanted to do something for him. And then one was a young man who had spent 25 years in the system. And so when he came out, his zeal for God was so great, it almost just propelled us into doing what we were supposed to be doing, biblically speaking, anyway. So our church went into a mode. And when God gives us an idea, I'm not hesitant on putting it into motion. And so with that, he and I and Miss Laquita Waters, we get together and we just sit down and bombarded. And we started going into the prisons, writing the guides in prisons. The parole board, in contact with them. We go to Virginia, visit those guys at St. Bride's and Nordaway, opening up. So those are the things. We got to help people. We got to help our brothers and sisters that are coming out, returning into the system so that it doesn't be like it is, and try to get those jobs that pay a little more than $8 or $9 an hour. Because if not,
Yeah.
we're going to end up with the same system.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. So about how long do you feel it actually took for everything to pull together as you and your partner actually wanted it to be?
It's really coming into full swing. Say that during COVID, more things are happening. I think people have
Mhm.
things that were on their desk. They just were so busy, but now there's probably things on their desk. If they're anything like me, things on my desk that I hadn't gotten to that now
Yes.
I could get to it. So we had calls that
Yes.
and doors begin to open right during COVID. So I'm excited about that. We're working with DA Holmes, Juliet Holmes, and the district attorney's office in Cobb County, as well as going to the in St. Brides, not St. Brides, but Phillips Prison here in Georgia.
Okay. Yes.
Unfortunately, during COVID, we can't get to them.
Right. I mean, I guess I see it, especially when you say during COVID, it really opened the doors because people are looking at COVID as this massive shutdown and this massive loss of. But perfect example, COVID is what really ignited everything to move as you needed it to for game changers because now it is a true game changer and it's allowing so many people to slow down. So that's a blessing in itself that, unfortunately COVID hit, but fortunately it allowed them to make the moves that they needed to. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, and even with that, I know we have so many of our brothers and our sisters and our youth um, that are incarcerated in some type of a detention situation, um, whether it be a legitimate reason or innocent reason, and they just kind of fell into the through the cracks
Yeah.
per se. Um, how exactly are you all pulling people together to make it so you can help as many as possible? Because it's going to be so many that's going to be trying to reach out to you. How do you all like really? I don't know if you want to say designate who to help first, or do you say, "Hey, you're here, come on."
Well, they decide. The DA decides, and they send us who they have interviewed that is ready for it. And we also worked with Demo, which is the youth, so that they came and they were getting mentorship. So we do a lot of mentoring as well. So with that, it's so compartmentalized until there's different agencies or different 501Cs that specialize in something. So we specialize in mentorship and we specialize in helping those to get their computer skills and getting the clothes for them. And there are other agencies that specialize in getting them homes and for them to live when they come out.
I love it. I mean, just putting together your book to Game Changers is such a smooth transition, and it literally links together. To go from saying that you have the towers that you need to kind of basically disrobe or skin. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly how you put it. I loved it though, but you need to remove those layers so you can find your authentic self. And you still need to do that even when you're coming from a situation such as being incarcerated for whatever reason or for however long. So I definitely want to applaud you for that. I would love to be a part of anything that you need, guys. You guys need help with. I mean, I'm pretty sure the station would be amazing to jump in on any possible way that you guys would need anything on either level. Um, so my next question would be, I know that you have, the Game Changers, you have the book. What exactly is it that you would love for your audience, and those that are listening and that are watching, to gain from what you're telling us today, to gain from reading your book, and anything pertaining to Game Changers? What would you like for them to gain from it?
Ooh, I probably would like for people to gain direction, determination, um, being a counselor. You deal with arrested development a lot in people. When post-traumatic things happen, it doesn't necessarily have to be a war for you to have a post-traumatic situation, be that emotionally or mentally something that happened to you. And sometimes that's a lot of people have been split until they have a survival personality. There's a person that helps them to survive in life, but there's this other person that's dealing with arrested development. So one of the things that I like and I try to do is to bring that person into being your whole person. And you have to accept everything about yourself, even every experience. It may not have been your best experience, but it was a God allowed experience. And all of those things work together for the good to make you your best and authentic you and your unapologetically you. And that's one of my words. I keep saying unapologetically because once you start to get healed from the inside, there'll be people that want you to apologize because you start to soar in such
Come
a
on now.
into a direction that you didn't even know you had. And so you layers come off and you your mind is open to so many different things. So deal with everything. There's not a bad thing that happens. Everything that happened to us is necessary. Be it the divorce, be it a loss. It was necessary because you evolved and you transitioned into your best you. And that's the way I look at my life. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I have learned this from being a country girl. I've learned how to make lemonade out of a lemon. And I've learned how to make ends meet, how to make something out of nothing. Because if I didn't have anything, every experience evolved into something. Every experience evolved, and that's my desire is to deposit into other women and even men that you can be your best self and you don't have to apologize. And when you start having to apologize, you need to separate.
Listen,
Handle you.
listen. There are so many things, like I want to scream, I want to shout, I want to say all that at the same time, because you are speaking. I, when I say everything is going crazy over here on your words, I mean it's amazing. But see, this also explains how you have you know, you can be this motivational speaker. Just what you're saying right now, off of one question, motivated me. It motivated our audience because when I tell you they're going crazy over here, I don't know. Can we pull some of these up so she can see? They are literally. But those are the things that are needed. You know, I wanted to ask you what pushed you to become a motivational speaker, but you answered it. It just it's just that one responds to something else, and these are other reasons that so many people are saying thank you. I know this is the one reason I'm saying thank you. It wasn't something I was expecting to get today at all.
We have a
But that's
we have a question for Dr. Rhonda.
Okay.
It said, "How did you overcome rejection in your life?"
Confrontation. Anything that you are not willing to confront, you will never overcome. So I confronted the woman in the mirror. I didn't confront a person because I didn't. I took my power back from people, and the greatest power that you have to overcome is you, the woman in the mirror. So when I began to deal with her and talk back to her, because the mirror will talk to you and tell you all types of negative things about yourself. You're too this. Look at that. You got this. You got that. Now your hair needs to be like this. You know, your nose needs to be like this. So when you begin to confront the man or the woman in the mirror, then you get your power, and then that's how you become a motivational speaker. That's how I did, because then I developed personally. I believe that it was God Himself that helped me to be me and gave me an assignment to empower other people. And one of the things I've learned about trying to empower other people is that rejection can make people who aren't ready feel as though you're pushing them, or that you're looking at them in a different way. And that's where the rebellion comes in. That I don't need anybody to tell me anything. Look at your life. But until you look in the mirror and deal with that authentic, my failures, my true failures, and some things weren't failures, they were intentional. But nevertheless, I did those things and they made me who I am. So that's how I became a motivational when I healed within. And I definitely teach a lot of inner healing, because I even start motivating and doing processes with groups. I have a group transformation of the nation. And before we can start working on their business objectives, we started working on your minds. That's the way it is, because your mind has to evolve before your product can be manifested. Because if not, you'll run into the same situations, and those situations will make you stop because your mind of what you
Yes, ma'am.
rehearsed in your mind. So you have to bring your mind up under subjection. You have to confront that mind and you speak to it. I tell myself, girl, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are all things. You are more than a conqueror. Love it, hate it, right or indifferent. God love you so much till He said your feet
Yes.
are beautiful. Your feet are beautiful because you carry the gospel. So you got to be cute in the process. Is that all right?
Come on now. Come
So,
on now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I
So
love
I'm
it.
if you guys can hear me, just please let me know. For the listeners, if you guys still hear echo, please let me know. We're working on it over here on this end. But we do have more comments coming up. It's a lot of comments coming up, so I'm gonna try to get to as many of them as I can, so Dr. Trevitt can see them. Alicia, I'm gonna show some of them. Dealing with the woman in the mirror, that's good. We have another one. Yes, it will.
They are
Yes,
coming extremely
confrontation. Yes, the
fast.
mirror experience.
you have that talk. That's the talk. You got to have that talk. We talk to
Your
everybody
mind has to
about
evolve
life.
before you.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Because you got to have that talk in the
And
mirror.
yes, ma'am. And I really believe that that is truly a lot of people's, because I speak on for myself in this one. Having that initial conversation with yourself years ago, I used to say, I don't understand why I need to look at myself. Um, to actually be able to have that conversation. But once I did it, it was like, oh, I get it now. And I think a lot of times what we don't understand is that it's something that we consistently need to do. Um, just that one time won't change it, because you'll always have those little issues that'll try to trickle back in. And if you don't confront them, they will try to overpower once again.
So,
So that mirror, Michael Jackson said it. That mirror is,
a lot of times we want to avoid that
yes,
daily experience, because I still get up and I still talk to her, because that you've been conditioned for years to process a certain way. You have to recondition, and it takes you years to because those things come so quickly until you've thought negative about the situation before you even realize it. So that's how I still talk to her.
exactly,
I don't give her room to live.
exactly.
Try not to give
And
her.
you know what? You said something just now. You said that those negative thoughts can come back. For those people who don't know, okay, yeah, I can talk in the mirror, I can do affirmations every day, but what a lot of people don't know, is those negative thoughts that do come back. Sometimes if you again don't address them, they'll be the ones that kind of fester. For people who deal with that or they don't know how to overcome those negative thoughts that they don't realize are negative thoughts right away, what would you advise for people who don't know how to address that or even know how to pinpoint it? Something as small as, like you said, hair or your business plan or, oh, one person said no, so nothing's going to work. Things like that. What would you tell them, so they can get back on track of, hey, that mirror, those affirmations, and remaining strong and keeping those layers off?
Okay. Affirmations are great, but I don't stop there. Don't stop with your affirmations. After affirmations comes application. So that means I have to do
Mm,
something. So I must apply
mm-hmm.
what I have affirmed. Otherwise, I'm just talking. So I must go out and apply, put into application the affirmation that I stated. So then the
Yeah.
open because out of your mouth, then I begin to apply. If I apply it, I believe it. If I didn't, I was just talking. So your
Yes.
application has to go beyond just to talk in the mirror. I must begin to apply what I said to break a cycle because it's a cycle.
Exactly. It seems like you have another question. What do you do to keep yourself motivated on a daily basis? And this is from, I want to say it right, I believe it's Adria Williams.
What do I do to keep myself motivated on a daily basis? I'm always thinking, I'm always talking to myself, I'm always creating something. There's always something in my mind that I'm pulling out, I'm pulling from, that I'm thinking about what I want to do. How do I keep myself motivated? Is I don't laugh at me. It's not that serious. It's not that crucial. When you learn to laugh at yourself, you move.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that keep myself motivated. I laugh at me. I beat you to it because there's so many people waiting to laugh at you and just say you
Mm-hmm.
did this and that. So I laugh at myself. I talk about my own self, and then I get up and I do what I'm gonna do.
Now
And that,
that's it right there.
oh,
Yes.
yeah, don't take
Yeah.
yourself so seriously all the time, and please don't give people that power to speak into your life and into your world. I think we give giving people so much power to speak into our world until it has taken our own power because we're hearing another voice as opposed to your own voice, your own inner voice. And you're often afraid to make independent decisions because of what everybody else thinks, how you should do.
Yes.
I don't let people tell me what I'm qualified, what I can't do. I do what I feel like God has called me to do. And He said, who He called, He qualified. So
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
to strive in doing so. I believe that you have to have your tribe. And if
Mm-hmm.
tribe, that means us in Arabic. But
Listen, trust me, because I think I've been trying not to do this for the longest. I can't stand.
yeah,
I forgot to pin it up.
so when you find your tribe, the tribe are the people that are moving in the same direction that you're moving in. And so they don't have
Mm-hmm.
a problem with you soaring because they're soaring. So there's no competition when you're in your tribe. But when you're in
Right.
a that's not authentically your tribe, there's always conflict and drama. So you have to get with
Yeah.
your tribe.
Yes. Now, even with something like that, as far as just finding your tribe, I know I've gotten really strong on the, praying for discernment to making sure that those that are around me are actually those that need to be around me. And I'm sure so many others may do that as well. Some people don't know how to really pray for discernment because they don't really know what that means. For something like that, what would you do or what would you advise?
How to pray for discernment. Lord. I would ask God. The Bible says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God. But you have to educate yourself because you can't pull on what you don't know and what you haven't informed yourself on. So you can only
Mhm.
pull on what you deposited. So it's not like you can come out of nowhere. What did you deposit? Whatever you put into yourself, whatever you put into yourself, that's what you'll pull out. If the words that were negative, that's what you'll pull out. So you have to pull on what you deposited.
Come on now. See, listen now. You know me and you could stay talking all day and night.
Yes.
We're not, but we not gonna do that to y'all. But we will stay on and be talking all day and all night. But we're not gonna torture y'all like that. But no, I mean, I really say, and I feel that, you know, between the advice that you give, and I actually have to say, the advice and the motivational words that you give unconsciously are so amazing and so heartfelt because, perfect example, I don't even know if you realize that you said about 10 things off the top that kind of flowed, but it's like you were led to say something that somebody else needed to hear. Several times I needed to hear, and apparently things that those that are on the comments needed to hear. Yes, I'm getting that. Yes, yes, yes. But I think that part right there shows the purity of your heart and your spirit. Um, that really explains so much more behind your book and your movement. Um, you know, the game changers. It explains pretty much everything, and just that one thing, just listening to you. You know, it's hard to really ask you questions because the words that you're saying are so authentic because you're unapologetically you. But I mean, that right there is powerful. Everybody does not know how to do that. So those things itself, I want to say thank you for, because that actually teaches others that they can be unapologetically themselves, especially in the times that we're dealing with now. Some people are not sure, can I be myself? Some people are like, hey, I'm really about to be myself, you know, but not everybody knows that balance. So
Yeah.
actually seeing and having someone um, show that balance is amazing. Okay, looks like we have another question. She popped back with a big smile. Mr. Calvin Barnes, it says, how do you deal with your childhood traumas when you're already an adult and they were never dealt with as a child?
Excellent. Yeah, excellent question. Um, Traumas. I always talk about, and I think I said a little bit earlier about arrested development
Mm-hmm.
because trauma, be it post-trauma, post-traumatic trauma. Trauma is trauma. And when something traumatic happens, there's a split, because there's a part of you that goes into survival mode and there's a part of you that has to go on. And each trauma, the first trauma splits you, right? It's that's what they call bipolar. So there's one person is manic one time, and then another time they're, a little melancholy. And then if another trauma hits, then you split again. It's like what happens with a baby inside the womb. It, you have several times the chromosomes end up splitting. So when you have all of those split personalities, um, after a while it gets to be schizophrenic because you have so many different personalities that's trying to help you to cope. So you have to go back to the first initial pain of where it began. So how do you deal with your childhood trauma? I go back as far as I can, and I have to go by the spirit because sometimes you may think it was that trauma, but that's not the one that has you arrested. That's not the one that has you in bondage. So I believe that by prayer and just your alone time, in my consecration time, I dealt with things that I thought I had dealt with. There's one thing that COVID did for a lot of people is helping them to confront and to deal with things that were unresolved. And so it helps you not to be your best self. To deal with trauma, you have to go back to that and not assume that you know where it is. Because more often than not, that thing is so tricky. You will go to a place of, oh, okay, this really hurt me. And then that's not even a place that God sends you to. He said that was something you recognize that. But you didn't even recognize this one. And sometimes it can be just a word curse that was spoken over you or about you. And so you fighting something that went into your spirit on a subconscious level that you're not even conscious of. So when you do that,
I want to say.
you go your intellect and it goes directly into your spirit. So then you have to be still enough, long enough, quiet enough, stop talking to God so much and let God talk back to you. So he can give you the answer. Now if you're gonna talk, then you're gonna come up with your own answer, right? So we can't come up with our wrong answer, with your own answer. You gotta let it be defined. It's not what you think you think you know. And be open for what he tells you. Be open.
Yeah.
Be very open.
Wow.
That's what I can say. Wow. You guys, I know I've been in it. I've been in and out, but I've been trying to fix whatever echo this is that's going on. I don't know what's going on, so I do apologize to everyone that is tuning in. So, but Dr. Trevi has been dropping some knowledge from what I've been hearing. So y'all, if y'all see me backstage, I was like, oh my god.
I mean, I just the last thing you said, I think that right there, I had to sit back because I'm like, wait a minute, was she okay? He asked the question, but why she talking to me? Hold on, wait. Hold on, that wasn't part of the agreement.
But they say he will give you a word, even if it was for somebody else. They say he will give you a word, and he gave you a word on tonight.
Word.
Yes, and Calvin, I hope you were able to hear her amazing. That wasn't an answer. That was something that she was a vessel. She was a vessel with that response. She was a vessel with that response. And I say it like that because most people can respond that way and say, hey, this is how you do it. You can go and talk to a therapist, pray about it. No. That right there, I say she responded in the beginning, but he took over her words because that's the only way that it's going to reach other people that it may not have been known to be intended for. So, Mr. Calvin Barnes, I believe that was your name. I pray that you actually received that completely, and it definitely helped you. It helped me. I'm sure I am looking because apparently, Dr. Rhonda, you seeing all the responses. You've been helped a whole. Yes, that right. You were a vessel because I have chills, and it's not very easy to give me chills with anything. But that response right there literally touched me on that one. Like, okay, I need to sit back and think. Especially when you said to other people, I was like, ooh.
Yes. We're evolving and we're transforming. You have to give yourself permission to transform. And anything that's stopping you has to, you have to prioritize what's important and establish boundaries and even who can speak into your life. Everybody should not be able to have an opinion and just be able to come and bring you that opinion as freely as they think they can. So there's a boundary. And I think there's an unspoken boundary with me that people know. Don't go to her with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think we establish
because cut off.
You're in the mood and you got the sword. You got to try to be your best you every day. And you can't drag people to being their better selves. And so we have to deal with every trauma. Every trauma, it can't be swept up under the rug. You have to deal with it, and you become unlayered. I'm so unlayered. If you stop apologizing, I tell this story. Mary Kay helped me a lot. I didn't go to Mary Kay to sell products, nothing like that. I love the motivation. Even when they would say, that's a nice dress. And people say, oh, this whole thing like that. And we were taught to say, thank you for noticing. And it sounds so okay, but we always put ourselves down. Even with a compliment, we don't even know how to take a compliment. Nice dress.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for noticing that. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. You thought it was nice too. So
Yeah.
why are you down in your dress? You bought it. So somebody complimented on you. So you just say thank you for noticing. So those little things that I learned, look, 20 something years ago, I apply them today.
I love that. I love that. And that does make sense. A lot of people do that. I know I'm guilty of doing it in, my younger years, because you're not accustomed to people giving you the compliment without wanting something in a negative light by their
Okay.
compliment. So you automatically want to block it. Like, no, why? Why is it cute? Why do you like it? What are you looking for? Instead of just saying thank you for the compliment and moving along. So I
Moving on.
mean, it's understood, and I am loving this interview.
I'm going to be with you guys.
So, Dr. Rhonda, tell us what's next for you. What's coming up next for you?
What's next for me? Of course, my podcast every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Podcast, um, ministry, a book, um, and just whatever God puts into me. I'm motivating. I love my Transformation of a Nation group on Facebook. So I love encouraging, motivating. I love to see people's dreams and help them evolve and just push them into destiny. I love to see the fruit of your words or the fruit of your labor. So in that group, I do see and I see businesses that have come out of that. So I love that. So just whatever God has for me. Whatever He wants me to do, I'm gonna do it.
Amen. Amen. So, for the people that don't have that information for you to follow you on your platforms, can you give out your platforms where they can follow you on your social media and everything?
Okay, absolutely. On Instagram is Dr. Rhonda Trevi. Then there's also Transformation of a Nation there also on Instagram. Of course, there's Straight Up No Chaser. So you can follow me there, Straight Up No Chaser on Facebook. Let's see where else. And also Rhonda Travitt on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I'm a little bit of everywhere. Just put my name in.
And for
Amen.
those people that want to learn more or, I guess, join forces with you in regards to Game Changer, they can go to those same social media sites, or is there somewhere specific they should go, like a website?
We have a Game Changers website, Game Changers, the number 4, and real. Game Changers for real, because we're the real deal. So Game Changers for real. So we're in the process of updating that, but Game Changers for real. Or you can DM me, you can send me a message on Facebook, and if you know anybody that's in need of help coming out of this system, we are available. We are available.
Okay.
Well, I know we're about to close out, but I have one more small question from Mr. Dennis Howard. He says, you are a very confident woman. Have you always been so confident?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
I was the one that tried to fly below the radar, that didn't want to talk, felt like I had nothing to say, that nobody wanted to hear what I had to say, that it wasn't going to make sense. And at times I feel like that because there's no telling what I'm going to say.
Mhm.
So I haven't always been like that. I think through much pain and much perseverance, um, with silence, when I went through a deep depression and I didn't talk for a while. And so when I got my voice back, I declared that I would not be silenced because depression is real. And when you
Yes.
shut down, and you think I'm never gonna come out of this dark place. So when you come out, you have so many adversaries that will try to put you back there, but you say absolutely not. You don't know where I came from, so I don't give you rights to put me back in a place because you weren't there. You see, you can judge my now, but you don't know my then. So I
Mm.
stay confident because people look at you today and they say you may not be qualified to do this or you don't have this or that, but you don't know where I came from to ever disqualify me because it was nothing but God Himself that regulates the mind of people, especially when you've been traumatized. And I think that's why He has a mantle and a mandate on me to help people with their minds and restoration. Because that's a battlefield. That's where the enemy, fights us all in our minds, regardless of our economic status or social status. He fights us in our minds.
Amen.
Mm.
Amen.
From this
Come
radio,
on now.
I'm excited to see you guys. I mean, God is good.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, God is good all the time. All the time. And I tell people none of this would be possible without him. Like I told you earlier, I have been trying to get you over here for the station for the longest because there is a word that has to be said from you. And I truly believe that the word came out tonight.
Thank God. Thank
So
God.
thank you so much. You guys that are tuned in, this will not be the last of Dr. Rhonda. She most definitely will be back on one of our other shows called The Way, probably later on this month. So you guys stay tuned and look out for that. Now that's a whole nother, that show over there is a whole nother genre. So if y'all want to get deep into the Bible, deep into God and learning situations, that's what the way is. So you guys stay tuned for that. We will send out the information for that. But I want to
We
say tonight,
definitely have to have you back on a woman's point of view.
yes, yes,
Listen,
most
as
definitely.
soon as COVID has actually released us to where we can be maskless, we are definitely gonna have to get together, queens, because we listen, sisterhood. We need to love on each other. This right here is the unity and a power and a strength and an energy like no other.
Yes.
So
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
definitely
I know
rejoicing.
that.
I'm
Yes,
rejoicing with you guys so much because I'm so elated to see that even in the midst of COVID, something so great like your own radio station. Come on, my sisters. God birthed something out of this. So I'm excited about that. I'm just excited about you ladies. And when I clicked on and saw it was you, I was like,
she's like,
Yes.
like, okay, now this is about to be a show.
So I'm super proud of you guys and anything I can do, I'm rejoicing with you and congratulations, huge congratulations. And may God
Thank you.
Listen,
give
same
you
from
patience to
from
do.
us, on behalf of the station and personal brands. We
Yes.
are here to have your back, with whatever it is that you may need. You are a
Yes.
game changer. You are not just a representation of game changer, but you are a game changer yourself, Queen.
Oh, thank you. Coming from my queens. God bless y'all
Yes.
so much.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much, Dr. Rhonda. Don't go nowhere. Thank y'all so much. Did you want to say something else, Kelly? I see.
Yes. So I'm not sure if there are questions still trying to come in. If you all have questions, please inbox them to Inspiration Radio, the IG page or our Facebook page, and we will be sure to get all of the questions over to her, so we can get you all some answers. And we will do our best to try to get those answers on air, whether she's on live with us or we do a special segment on behalf of her.
I love you guys. Thank you.
You are so welcome. We love you too. I told you we love you so much, and
Love
we
you.
are so honored to have you here. When I found out you were coming on air, I got so excited. I was so excited. I called Kelly and I was like, we got her.
Right. Now tell me, the funny part is she didn't tell me who her was. I was like, okay. And who are we talking about? She was like, you know her. I know a lot of people. Who we talking about? Then when she told me it was you, I was like,
You know, and when I kept coming, I was like, oh, this gonna be
See, and
look,
see,
we can
that's what
relax a
this
little bit.
right. And see, that's exactly what this is for. That's why it's a woman's point of view. You can come here, relax, and just let your hair down. And everybody know me that listens to my show, listen to all my shows. I'm very transparent. They say
yeah.
I'm a little too transparent for them, but I'm very transparent. And see, for somebody else to be transparent, I don't feel so bad no more. Nah.
Yeah.
No. See, we gonna have to talk about this off air. Her transparent and you're transparent are two different transparent.
Okay.
Well, we thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow Dr. Rhonda if you guys don't already do so. She most definitely will truly bless your life. Dr. Rhonda don't go nowhere. But to everyone else, you guys have a great night. Catch up with us next week when we have another amazing queen on here. I want to say is Miss Karen Arlington from Black Miss, I think Miss Black USA. So you guys make sure you tune in for that show on the woman's point of view at 7 p.m. next Tuesday, and make sure you join us this Thursday for The Way with Shelly LJ, and then Friday the Chill Zone with Miss Lizzie Ladigan. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. Have a good night.
Good night.